All right, I'm live at 5. Well, no, definitely not 5. I'm just gonna, like I say, give it a couple minutes here. Let a couple of the peeps trickle in. Yeah, some stuff. All having to do with the coronavirus thing, right? It's got everyone gone nuts. People are just going crazy, and it's just, it's wow. When you would think it should be, everyone's pretending, or some people in the media are saying, "Oh, it's going to bring us together." I'm seeing an awful lot of division, to be honest with you. I don't think there's much at this point in time, thanks to the political class and the media class. They've got the division so deep, so entrenched nowadays. Yeah, good luck trying to bring unity, right? And yeah, you can blame politicians and the media mouthpieces for that. They're the ones that are creating all the division. And then they try to point out, oh, look at the way people are divided. Why are people divided? When they were all just sitting around in their homes, they decided one day, oh, we want to all be divided. Oh, no, it's because they've been watching you dipshits creating political narratives that is all about identity politics or pitting people against each other. So you are the fuckers that have created the divide. And then they're like, well, at least they gave me a job because now I can go report on that divide. And act like, oh, it's all, oh, what's going on around here? Didn't I do that? He's like, what? Yeah, you did. Anyways, what's going on? Derek, good to see Derek in the chat. I forget who it was yesterday that brought up that. Let me deal with that one first. I'll give a few more minutes, like I say, to get some people trickling in here. But Amazing Polly, I forget who it was yesterday that brought up that Amazing Polly is great, right? It's like, well, like I said, that's a subjective preference you got going on there, because for me, every time I seem to have an interaction with the woman, it's like, I don't know, she seemingly not a big fan of libertarians or liberty, I guess. So I don't know. What are you people praising her for? That's my curiosity. Like, what is it about her? I would think, was it statism that, I don't know, some people like, because she doesn't seem to like libertarians very much for some damn reason. But anyways, let me share this link to my social media pages. I'll try not to keep this going on too long, maybe an hour and a half or somewhere around there. But yeah, there's some stuff I just gotta get some stuff off and on record here, right? It's shared. So it's shared to my Facebook page, shared to mine's, shared to Twitter. And then let's go back to, since we're going to do the this first, let me go to my notifications. All right then. Alrighty then. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah, there we got it all in order there now. Okay. Yeah, there's actually some new tweets in there that I didn't even see, but like I say, just give me a sec here. Let me close up the old Facebook page. Got to close a bunch of stuff down. Whoops. Got to close a bunch of stuff down here. Otherwise, like I say, the old internet just can't handle the burden. The Unknown Woman channel. What's going on? I'm wondering what's really going on. Yeah, it's me too. Me too. Okay. I wanted to see you debate the Satanist. Who's the Satanist? Is that the Polly one or whatever? I don't know. I've only had a couple past interactions. I do follow her because there was a couple times where I thought that that's the thing. You can agree with people especially if you're against lefties, right? Some people on the right think just because all, rail against the left, they're like, oh yeah, we're fellow travelers. Yeah, we're totally on board, until I say, yeah, but I'm not a fan of your kind of statism either. Oh, well, I don't like you no more. Really? Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm all about liberty. It's libertarian, right? It's kind of baked in the cake there, folks. But anyways, let me get to, I'll share what do we get? 10 people there. So yeah, let's get her done. Howdy, Bernard here from Dirt. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I remember actually I seen after you had commented that you were going to start checking or following the channel and the stream, but thanks a lot. And nice to see you're here today. Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, another East Coaster, right on. My aunt, she's retired now. She was worked at the hospital that was it QE2, they call it over there or whatever. Just across, well, that's on the Halifax side, and we lived on the Dartmouth side when I was just real young for about a year or so. And that's pretty cool. Dartmouth and Halifax, just across the water there down the harbor. And there was some bunch of old ships I remember that we as kids used to go and check out. It was pretty cool. Liberty, freedom, right on. Okay, so like I say, I'm going to kind of get right into this this whole thing with, wait, let me see what else. I want to be able to comment on CBC when Sockboy shows his face daily, but comments are always off. Actually, that's another thing too. Hey, what's going on, Gato? I see Gato in the chat. Still nothing, still rocking in Calgary. Right on. Awesome. But yeah, there's, like I say, there's a few things I got here. There's the Blaine Higgs. Blaine Higgs. Yeah, we'll get to that one too. The Blaine Higgs statement, the tweet, which I replied to his tweet, not hearing back as of yet, but he's, if you're not familiar, he's the premier of New Brunswick, trying to made an inference regarding the military there. I'm not a big fan of trying to invoke military action. You know, what the hell is up with that? Like I say, the authoritarian mindset with these politicians, like it just rears its ugly head the minute they think it's okay to do so, right? Normally they try to hide that, right? That's why they're politicians. But if they get the opportunity, oh yeah, you better believe that it's, like I say, it's going to come out. It's going to come out because they can't help themselves. It's part of who they are. Anyways, just give me 1 second here, folks. Going to put this Twitter thing here on. Share the screen. Let's share it. Sharon is Karen. Twitter. Put the Twitter. Let's see here. How's she looking? Good. Actually, I'm going to full screen that bugger. Just give me 1 sec there, folks, like I say. All right, now. There. Okay, let's start. So yeah, I got to go up a little bit. Sorry, I'm not quite up far enough on top of there. Actually, I could probably still put myself back in here. It's still big enough, right? Yeah, I think it's still big enough. But yeah, let me scroll up here. So this is what I seen this, what is it? Well, saying that 22 hours. Oh, 22 hours. Anyways, so someone had posted this here, this Oaktown, whatever the hell. I don't know who the hell they are, right? Don't know them from a hole in the ground. But then the crazy part is, like, Amazing Polly, like I say, this one here that I guess normally likes to claim that she cares for free. I don't know. It's weird, but anyways, hey, libertarians, this is your paradise, right? And I'll just play a quick little, like, it's just a little stupid clip here. If it'll play. Or, some yahoos. What was that, with a flag hanging out the window doing donuts in the middle of an actual city street, right? But yeah, so, right? Hey, libertarians, this is your paradise. Like, first of all, she obviously doesn't understand the difference between a libertarian and an anarchist. Now, you can make that bullshit rhetoric, when you're talking about anarchists that say, they're just against the state or the government, right? But they don't have any underlying pretense of what they stand for. An anarchist is just someone that doesn't believe in having rulers, but doesn't mean that they want to follow rules or that they have any coherent philosophy that guides their ethics or their morality, right? So, I mean, if you want, although I would still defend a lot of anarchists, but I would at least want to know which one you're referring to, like, because, we're not all the same. Even people that identify as anarchists are not all the same, right? Ask them a question. Maybe they'll have an answer for you, rather than just pretend that if someone identifies with one term that you just somehow figured you can just throw that blanket statement and it just covers them all, right? But anyways, but libertarians, right? It's not just that we reject the state. It's that we use logic, right? Reasoned argument, common sense, and non-contradictory statements to say that the mysticism of authority, it's fake. It's like Easter Bunny or Santa Claus. It doesn't exist except in people's minds, right? And it's like the biggest threat to us all is the belief in the state, right? But anyways, but libertarians, we got a built-in philosophy, like self-ownership, property rights, non-aggression. So I'm just curious with Amazing Polly is self-ownership, which is that what you're against there, Polly? Property rights, right? Is that what you're against? The crazy libertarians and their property rights and self-ownership, right? Or the non-aggression principle, which is don't use preemptive force or violence or theft towards people, right? So just curious, like what the hell are you talking about? Well, but libertarians, of all the people that, I don't know, this Polly character could be using to rail against, it's libertarians. Is that the big threat today? Right? Polly is libertarians. But anyways, let me get down there. Of course, once I see that, it's like, really though? I mean, it's like a call out, right? That's calling someone out. I'm a libertarian. You know, yeah, I'm going to respond, right? That's like a call out. So, which I did. I said, so what you're saying, I like my Kathy Newman thing there. I Kathy Newmaned her. So what you were saying is you have no idea what liberty means, yet you are against it. Got it. Hashtag fail. And I don't know who this was, this Vera Coca, are you high? And he said, obviously, to whatever, a free mind there. It'll do a good job of cleaning that all out, or anyone who would be a burden to a socialized healthcare will see how it all unfolds. It'll do a good job of cleaning that all. I'm not even sure what, but anyways, Pelosi must be so proud. Theresa is watching. Idiots. Thank you, Polly, for unblocking me. I'm a huge fan of your work and deeply respect you unblocking me. What does that have to do? Oh, that's obviously not having to do with their actually interaction. So, okay, so whatever. Let me get back to that. That interaction seemed like it kind of went off somewhere else. So let me go back because I'm not seeing the follow-up replies here, which is weird. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. Derek, amazing. Oh, here we go. There we go. So there was the reply back, right? So there we go. Yes, Twitter's a pain in the ass with trying to navigate. God damn. Anyways, let's see what's going on here in the chat here. All right. Back to Twitter. So as you can see, so triggered that was the response, was triggered. Okay. As actually, yeah, like the Vera Coca said, not an argument, which no, it's not an argument. And then I replied by, that's all you got to reply? Of course it is. You would fail miserably trying to argue against or debate a libertarian like myself. Care to prove me wrong by trying to in a live stream? Then, refuse to do so. I win. Like if she doesn't want to debate, well, all right. Why? You backing down from a challenge? Well, that means you lost, right? If you're unwilling to rise to the challenge, I am. So you're admitting defeat already by not. And even if you do, once I get the chance to like put forth, complete common sense, reasoned arguments and non-contradictory statements, good luck trying to defeat that. Like when I say 2 + 2 is 4, good luck trying to tell everyone else that it's wrong. Right? I can't wait to hear it. Right. But then there was a 3 more replies here. Cue the crickets I put after that because, yeah, haven't heard nothing since, right? Awkward silence. Derek, yeah, right on, Derek. That's awesome. And anyone? Right? Nope. Gee, I wonder why that could be. Like I say, that's the power of having the right ideas. Is people can spew rhetoric, but that's all they got is rhetoric. The minute you challenge them, that's why it's put yourself in the right frame of mind, have the proper principles. Like I say, having that, and I don't mean power to use to hurt people, right? I mean the power to counter propaganda or political rhetoric. Is if you have the right ideas and you understand them inherently, enough that you can actually, use them to battle anyone intellectually or in a vigorous debate or discussion. Like they'll back down, and they have no choice because they know the only way they would ever get away with putting out that kind of nonsense is if someone like myself wasn't knowledgeable enough to push back against it. Like I say, that is the power of knowledge, folks, is people. And she's got like way, way more followers than I. Of course, I've never bought any followers. I know you can, I don't know if people still do it today, but like even when it comes to followers, they could all be legit. I'm not suggesting one way or the other, but we all definitely know that, you know, if you want to get followers, all you got to do is buy something. To me, it's like, what the hell? I wouldn't want to buy followers. I don't want to buy friends. I'd rather only have two, right? Than have to buy them or pretend or inflate my numbers, right? I mean, come on. She's got obviously 60, well, if it's legit, 63,000 followers. Don't you want to like make the you attack the libertarian, basically try to deride the libertarians? Wouldn't that be hey, I'm a libertarian. Well, I'm giving you the opportunity to literally railroad over me if you think you can do so. But like I said, nope. No thanks, right? Anyways, back to the chat. Oh, I see some of them. I'm down to 7 people watching. There must have been a few of them that are like her, the people that like Polly. Well, go kiss her fucking ass then. Whatever, do your thing. And while you're over there, tell her that that offer is available anytime. Right? There's no expiry date. I'll take her up on that task if she ever grows the courage to actually back up her rhetoric. Right? Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Let me take this off real quick. Because yeah, I thought that was quite humorous, to say the least. You can't stand Tam. Okay, let's get back up here. I want to be able. Oh yeah, with sock. I know. CBC. Yep, I know. Okay, still working the job site in London, Ontario. Hey, what's going on, John? Right on. Take care of yourself out there. And I'm not necessarily talking about the coronavirus, you know, construction. Or if that, job site. Sound like a kind of a construction thing. But anyways, whatever you're doing, right on. Power grab. Yep. Military force, extreme force, military powers, government. We live in a dangerous time. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I say, since we brought up the military thing, let me bring up the Blaine Higgs thing here. Yeah, let me do that. Where was that? I gotta find it now. Okay, so if I go to my profile, then just go to my tweets. Yeah, I've lost what am I at here? I think I was at 1,003 on Twitter. So I lost 4 followers for Darren. It's so hilarious, right? Shoot. Funny stuff. Well, not really funny, but you have to almost kind of laugh at it. Now, where is my tweet? Where is my tweet? Oh, here it is. Oh, and here's the article. So let me pull the article up, because all I say is I sent a tweet to Blaine Higgs regarding the statement he made on Power and Politics about possibly using the military to enforce physical distancing rules in New Brunswick. Sound like a threat of the use of force to me. So anyways, let me pull the article up. And I'll show you. This is what he said. I mean, you know, it's his own words. So I don't know. Like, I'd like some clarity. You know, as a New Brunswicker, I'd like some clarity on what exactly did you mean, Blaine? Inquiring minds want to know. Let me share the screen. What does that say? Canadian military. So it's Canadian military. Share screen. Canadian military. There we go. Okay. So let's make sure everything. Yep. There it is. So this top part, it's just doesn't, well, there's a few things they're talking about the military, but yeah, I actually have to scroll down to get to the part where they're talking about Blaine Higgs. So that was down. Oh, right here. Stiff neck here. Okay. New Brunswick Premier Blaine Higgs said that broadly his province is seeing people comply with stay-at-home orders, but there are some going to beaches or parks, and he wants it to stop. We're doing, I think it meant to say going to clamp down on that. It's like, editors at CBC, like, don't be so quick to rush out. I know it's only a minor mistake, but come on. It's a huge organization. These people are paid, you know, well. At least take the time to proofread your articles. Not that I can't figure it out, but anyways, forget about that. We're going to clamp down on that. We're going to enforce that. Now, do I think I need the military right now to enforce that? I'd like to say no, but we want to keep people apart. We want to keep people in their homes, and we want to ensure that essential services can operate in a safe manner for employees. I'm not ready for the military just yet, but I have been talking to the base commander, and they're certainly on standby to assist us in any way that they can, said Higgs. I'm open to any possibility to keep our citizens safe and healthy. And as a New Brunswicker, well, that base he's be talking about, that'd be Gagetown. And I know, like I say, I've worked with, I know quite a few people, both present military and past military, that, are on that base, worked out of that base. And like I say, I would like this, and maybe I will have a little chat with a couple of these folks and ask them, are the men and women over there in Gagetown, are they actually saying that if Blaine Higgs calls them up and wants to use them to enforce quarantine restrictions, or, to prevent people from going to the beach or a park? Is that what Blaine Higgs is referencing here? And is the military really willing to go along with that? You remember, this is New Brunswick, right? A lot of people in this province don't take very kindly. I know it's all those people out in the sticks, right? But yeah, those people in the sticks are armed and more than willing to defend themselves, as we've seen in a couple examples in the past. So making threats like this, Blaine, it's not a wise thing to do, especially in a province like New Brunswick. All right? Because now you're escalating tensions and making, basically, whether it's a veiled or a direct threat to people. Not a good idea. Like I say, I'm going to wait. We'll give enough time here and see if Blaine does answer my question. Because like I say, I want clarification. What are you insinuating, Blaine? Keep in mind that this virus stuff, this is all going to pass at some point in time. But what you said is on record. That's not going anywhere. That's the thing. These people with their short-term thinkers, politicians, think about it. Everything's in 4 or 5 year terms, right? They don't apparently know how to think that long term or the long game. Opportunistic, power grabbing. And actually, I should actually reach out to the folks at the People's Alliance, because the government could be toppled tomorrow in New Brunswick, because there's only 22 seats. The Conservatives only have 22 seats. They need the 3 seats, those 3 votes from the People's Alliance, to pass anything. So, I'll reach out to, was it Chris Austin? I forget his name. Anyways, the leader of the People's Alliance. I might have to reach out to him and ask him to maybe put a little pressure, or maybe ask Blaine Higgs himself. What can you clarify for the New Brunswick people what in the hell you mean with that statement that you made on Power and Politics, right? The CBC broadcaster. A lot of people heard that statement. So, yeah, we want to know. Okay, let me take this off here. And I think that should probably tie it up in as far as the whole Twitter stuff, the Polly thing. Yeah, and there's another comment on one of my videos that I'll have to get to as well. But yeah, so yeah, it's just 2 things already, and that was just first thing this morning, right? After having a couple cups of coffee. Oh, what a way to start your day. Right? One saying libertarians are the problem, attacking libertarians for fighting for liberty, right? And another one, or a politician, the Premier of New Brunswick, basically threatened the military, right, for non-compliance or going to the beach or a park. Wow, folks. So back to the chat, see what everyone's doing. Like I say, it is an AMA as well, as per usual. Ask any question you want. Twitter. Do you see this? TTAM, the Pixie Dust PM's political operatives supposed top. Yeah, I've seen her. Like I say, but when it comes to stuff like that, those would be like to watch. Like, I don't have cable TV, and I don't watch the television program, the CBC or the CBC network or any of that. I just get my news in article form for the most part. So I don't know. Just what's being reported in the articles. But yeah, I know if hydro if hydroxyquin sulfate works on this virus, the fake crisis will be finished before the American elections. We will be able to go on with our lives. Yeah, that's the thing. It could very well be. I hope they do. Like, regardless, I hope they do find some kind of a cure. Obviously, we all want that, and we definitely want this to go away, quicker, right? Because, like I say, the more people, that's the thing. The more people are mired in this shit, the longer they stretch it out, and they get people accepting, right? So just leave them stuck and mired in that for what? What are they saying? 12 months, 18 months of accepting big government authoritarianism. Well, once you've done that for people after a year or 18 months, then they just like in some of those authoritarian regimes, people just go about their daily duties, although greatly restricted in what they're allowed to do, but they'll go through their lives pretending that they're free, even while they're some guy standing there with a militarized, fully automatic machine gun, right? Stand there every 100 feet. It's like just going about. I mean, people will accept that in some of these countries around the world, but that's not something that I want coming to the shores of Canada. That's for sure, right? Come on, we can't get people accepting this kind of nonsense for any amount of time. I mean, look at what people are already willing to put up with. Wow. Yeah, we definitely don't want this to last very long. That's the article Derek's saying. This means that the Dems will have to use the deep fake method to make Trump say the N-word on TV. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's always about, just like I was saying yesterday, they're pointing out Trump and Orban, the guy from Hungary. They're all bad people for taking authoritarian measures as a response to this. But Trudeau, oh no, that's okay that he's being an authoritarian piece of shit, right? Or any of these other Western countries that they agree with that have more progressive or leftist leaning governments, right? Oh, whatever they do, no, that's okay. Don't ever say nothing about them, right? And of course, well, a lot of these media outlets, they get their government funding, right? So I mean, of course, they're not going to bite the hand that feeds me or feeds them. That's what it is. But yeah, I love how it's just being divided. Like, it's just crazy. There's no reason not to use. The worst side effects are mild headaches and diarrhea in 10% of the patients. Well, thanks for that info. Like I say, Gato, anyone that has the virus, like I say, I'm sure they're going to want to seek out information like that. I mean, that's the thing. We do live in the age of information, and you have some very competent doctors out there or people that are, specialists in these things. So there's a plethora of information and sources out there for people to get some knowledge. And Derek or Gato can probably help you in some way, because I think he knows this stuff very well. Okay, what's Derek? Paulie, where are you? Bennett is winning. Yeah, shit. Like I say, anyone knows her well. Like I'll bring her on. Like in these live streams here, I can bring people on. Right? We could do this right now. I don't care. I don't need to prepare. When like what liberty entails, I don't need to prepare. Don't got to go figure it all out. I know all I got to do is defend self-ownership, property rights, and the non-aggression principle, which is quite easy and like I say, quite moral and ethical in stance. So to argue against them, like, it's really hard to argue. Like, it's really hard for the statist to make the statist argument, because, like I say, it's all built on force and mysticism and abstract impossibilities and contradictions. That's why they can't argue against a libertarian, because they reveal themselves for what they are. Rhetorical propagandists, right? That's what they are. Bennett versus Paulie, ding ding. Why screenshot? My screen shows an error message. Oh shoot! Really? Uh-oh. Anybody else here? Let me scroll down further. Is anybody else seeing? Okay, what's this? Malaria preventative, but apparently combined with another med can help with CC Chinese Communist Party. Any thoughts? Like I say, when it comes to that stuff, folks, I never. Don't know. I'm ignorant when it comes to this stuff in terms of what's good or bad, and I would never offer any advice myself, because that's completely outside of my wheelhouse. But I mean, if Gato wants to answer you back in the chat there, but I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, because Gato said his screen is showing an error message. See if anyone else is having issues. Oh, I seen Giselle's down there in the chat. I'll get to you in a sec there. 1 sec, Giselle. Oh, here we go. Oh, well, you guys can talk each other about that quinone or whatever. I had to make those comments. Memes. Yeah, right. Yeah, that was good. All that matters if it works. Never heard of her. Oh, really? Um, yeah. Well, like I say, what it is, when you like or follow other people, they have friends that's how you end up meeting all these people, is because she was obviously friends with someone else that I was following who was a friend. And so, but yeah, like I say, I mean, I would probably agree with her on many points when she's railing against the left, right? But once again, I'm consistent. It's, to me, I don't pick the left or right. I just I want to be consistent. I am in full defense of liberties, regardless of whether I'm talking to right wingers or left wingers. But a lot of them aren't. They don't care for consistency. They just care about aligning with a particular political tribe. Oh, okay. These guys talking amongst each other. Good morning, Bennett, everybody. Hey, Giselle. Hey, I'm going to try to keep the swearing to a minimum here in this particular stream, Giselle. I hope I've been doing that so far, because the Blaine Higgs thing, that's a big thing. The Pauly thing, other than the fact, like I say, putting that little jab towards libertarians, but I'm not worried about too much about talking about her per se. It's the ideas that matters. Because if you're just talking about the person, each person against person, it's like that's just gossip. But what she put forth is what I'm pushing back against. Her as a person, don't know her from a hole in the ground, to be honest with you. But anyways, but yeah, nice to see you in the chat, Giselle. I did another stream there yesterday, but you might want. Well, I mean, you can watch it because there's a couple of pretty good spots in there, but you're probably not going to want to share, because I was on a swearing tirade yesterday, unfortunately. Well, some people like it, some people don't. Depends on your subjective preference for slang. Oh, okay, there we go. Those guys still talk. They're using the states it's been approved. Okay, so everyone's kind of talking amongst each other about that possible. The Nazis did this during that's what we are seeing right now. Just history, it's not a complete replica or reproduction, but yeah, it rhymes big time, right? Big time. I worked in the okay. Even Fauci just said that it is a winner, since he can't deny thousands in New York City already being 100% cured. Wow, cool. That's awesome. Like I say, glad to know that you folks are staying on top of that side of things, because that's one area that I'm going to fail you if you want me to help you out in this kind of stuff. I'm sticking with the philosophy and the promotion of liberty and stuff. But when it comes to this medical stuff, I'm glad you folks are staying on top of that, because I mean, I can only cover so much, right? But I'm glad you folks are doing it and helping each other out, because that's what we need. We need to help each other out, in those places where we're ignorant to facts or knowledge, help each other out. I think it's time for an alien invasion. Are you sure it's not already underway and they just call themselves progressives? Environmentalists, right? They're wearing their human skin suits, right? It's like, what was that? The Men in Black or what? Which one was it? Wearing the Egger suit, right? It's like, I don't know. Sometimes you just got to wonder, because there's such a huge divide and difference. It's like, are we from two totally different planets here or what, right? I don't know. Sometimes it makes you wonder. Yes, I know, but I was just saying that. Oh, okay. Talking against or threats like Blaine to Alberta, we are packing it here. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, not just out there. Like I say, one thing about New Brunswick, I mean, it doesn't have a whole lot going for it in terms of economic prosperity and other areas, right? Or growth, that's for sure. And hollowed out big time. Basically, there's there is a really high percentage of the population that are the elderly, because a lot of their kids and grandkids have had to travel to other provinces to seek out employment, right? But the ones that are here, like the hunters, the fishers, the people that just love those living in the rural communities, which, and like, it's a cold place to live too, right? So yeah, gun culture, right? That's huge in New Brunswick as well. I know it is in Alberta, but gun culture, and if you know people from New Brunswick, you know that gun culture, especially in the rural parts of this province, like, yeah, it's huge. It's huge, right? Basically, you drive down. I wouldn't say. I'll just hypothetically say, because I can't say I know this to be true, but pretty sure there's some areas, some jurisdictions, some communities that if you drive along, there might be a car or two in the driveway, but you can almost rest assured that they've got at least a weapon or two, a gun or two inside the household too, right? Like almost everyone. I mean, like it's not even like, oh, this person owns a gun, and oh, if you go way down here, this person owns. I mean, like almost everyone. Well, I shouldn't say almost everyone, because then that leaves the pretense that everyone has, government documentation to prove as such and all that stuff. Put yourself on one of those lists. Well, yeah, it's big gun culture, gun culture, mostly obviously for hunting, but because, military base, a lot of military, guys in this province. So yeah, big gun culture here as well. Okay, you guys are all still talking about the, okay, that's what, that virus is total. I think this is a new Norman Gadsby. Hey, welcome to the stream, Norman. I'm not sure if I've seen you here before. If you haven't already, I'd ask that you first please like the stream, hit that like button, and if you would mind as well to help me grow the channel, is hit that subscribe button as well. Really appreciate it. And if you do hit the subscribe button, if you click on the bell notification, that icon, then you can get notified every time my streams are uploaded or I'm live. Let me see what else. No, because he is busy implementing the United Nations. Oh, this must be talking about Trudeau. Yeah. NS Lib Premier McNeil towing cars parked on beaches. Damn, that could be one person walking the beach. What the heck? See, this is what I mean, right? Oh, they're taking opportunities. They're taking opportunities, and people are just like, I don't know. Oh, here's someone replying. You are talking about the side effect. Oh, okay. It is a different molecule. I checked the clinical studies. Okay. Like I say, Gato's probably got some great information. So anyone wants some information on that, check with Gato. Okay. Hey, looks like Leo's in the chat. Nice to see you in the chat there, Leo. I think. You never know with some of you guys. Like, I don't know. Are we friends still? I don't know. I'm not part of the Plaid Army, as you know, right? It's like I'm still doing my thing, right? So I don't know. But like I say, I always give everyone a chance, and I, like I say, I'm looking for fellow travelers all the time. And just because people get pissed off when I recognize that statists are among us, and I point it out, I'm going to do that, right? Which is why I know my likes go up and down. My views are whatever, though. It's like I say, I got to do what I got to do, because to me, truth, being honest, right? Not playing the political tribalism game. That is way more, because I'm thinking the long run, not just joining or just feeling, all safe and secure as part of a tribe or group or army, right? Especially when a lot of these people, like I say, not all of them, like I say, but there are some of them, well, just like I was saying in my past stream, some of them, especially if they're in the military today, think about it. Well, I mean, Blaine Higgs. Oh, that's a perfect example. Yeah, this was a perfect example. Let's say Blaine Higgs does say, okay, that's it. We're going to use the military, or the McNeil guy in Nova Scotia, right? Because some of these guys in the military are from Nova Scotia as well. So let's say Blaine Higgs decided, or the Premier of Nova Scotia, to bring in the military, to ramp up, their pretense of, we're going to make sure nobody's out in the parks or going to the beach or all this stuff. And they start using militarized force or threats against people who aren't doing anything wrong, right? They're not doing a goddamn thing wrong. Well, even though the people that are in the military today would say, maybe they don't agree with Higgs on his politics, or the Premier of Nova Scotia on their politics, or they hate Trudeau, well, they'll still, it's the Canadian military, right? It's not the New Brunswick military or the Nova Scotia military. It's the Canadian military, which means they will follow the orders of the federal government. And if it means they got to do it they will follow the orders. And even if their political masters that are handing them down their orders are people that they detest, they can't stand, and are in complete political opposition to, they'll still carry out the orders because they signed up to do that. They signed up to follow those orders, right? That's why to me, like I say, and this is nothing against all the people, the men and women of the military, because like I say, not all. But if there's a choice between someone like me and someone in the military, well, you better know them. You better have at least grown up with them and known them your whole life so that you know who they are personally before you choose to take their side over someone like me. Because I assure you with 100% certainty, you have nothing to fear, or I'm no threat to anybody's liberties, right? But the men and women in the military are, because they joined up. They signed on the bottom line to do that. So that's my big thing, Leo, right? It's like, so hopefully, like I say, just like Mark Friesen popped in to say hi yesterday there. I'm glad they are, but sometimes I wonder, is it they're just checking, see, right? But no, if they actually said something, because you could be lurking. So no, actually, Leo obviously, is just trying to, I think, just be nice and say hey, right? So like I say, I'll take it for what it is. And hey, Leo, and maybe if you want, reach out to me someday and we can have a chat or a conversation about this. But as you know, if you do so, just be willing to accept that I'm going to be me, right? So nothing against anybody in particular. Don't take everything personal. It's just the ideas, the philosophy of liberty matters more to me than just, aligning with any particular gang, group, or tribe. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day for me. Anyways, bit of a ramble there, but check out Richie from Boston. People have to wake the F up. Yeah, Richie from Boston. I'm not sure who that is, but yeah, sure. I already follow so many people now. There's some great new people even coming on now, and it's like, shoot, I wish I could follow everybody, but there's only 24 hours in a day, and I do got to sleep for a few of them. Okay, what's this going on? Mr. Cade 211. Diarrhea is caused by, okay, these guys are talking. Diarrhea. Some people think it's gross, but it's really good on toast. Diarrhea. Oh shit, man, you got to get way down here. There we go. Okay. Oh, there we go. I'll go get some oven mitts. Okay, no problem. Okay, scrolling down here. What's going on? Ira Wilbur. AV 5 out of 5. Oh, is that audio video? 5 out of 5. It's coming across good. Right on. Nice to hear. Just refresh the browser. They are doing this to make our viewers. You know what? That's very possible. Like I say, because like I say, I don't try to get into this conspiracy stuff. But I mean, we are like, come on, we have to all acknowledge and reflect on the reality that we're seeing. And I'm definitely myself, and I'm sure Leo is probably noticing too. It's really freaking weird, right? Like I said, I have to go back years now to find my videos having only like 100 to 200 views. How did that happen? Right? I mean, sure, I've pissed some people off. I get that. But I mean, come on. How long can you stay hurt over the fact that we had a disagreement online? It's not like I fucking caused any harm to anyone. But for thousands of people that used to watch my video all the time, like everybody just chose to just flee, right? Or like I say, it'd be different if there was all these new entrants that were coming up and they're just, taking up all the limelight, right? But nope. Well, I mean, there's still, like I say, there are still a couple channels that are getting quite high views. And one in particular I seen where hundreds of thousands of views automatically gone up, and then it was taken away, and then it's gone back up by 100,000. I've never seen that happen on my channel ever, where I've had like one day I got well over 1 million views, and then the next day I'm down to like only like 500 some thousand or whatever. How did that happen? I don't know. Like I say, but I've seen not just that channel, but I've seen on a couple channels people were, because if you go on Social Blade, you can see, and then you can go back and see not just for the month, you can see for the year. Yeah, by the way, check out Social Blade. It helps you stay on track and not just your own analytics for your YouTube channel and stuff from a third-party source, but then you can check out other people's stuff, and you can, like I say, you can see how things going. Like I say, at least mine, now, like I say, it has dropped off where there's less views, but I've never had any of these like dramatic spikes ever where it's like, whoa, right? Never had that ever. So I don't know. I don't know what, like I say, I don't know, Leo, what the hell is going on, but it does seem, right? I mean, it would certainly benefit the disinformation officers or the political propagandists out there. It would certainly suit them great to, destroy our credibility or our confidence by making it look like nobody cares what we're saying, right? like I say, that's psychological warfare. And yeah, like I said, if you think they're not doing stuff like that, then like I say, you just literally haven't been paying attention to all the revelations coming out like since Snowden. So I'm with you there. You never know, which is why of course, I pay attention. We all do, right? We would all lie. We say we don't care if anyone's watching. Of course you care. We all care, right? But do I let that dictate or determine if I'm going to go for it? No, because like I said, even if that counter said there's only one person watching, right, I'm going to do it because whether it's legit or not, like I say, I think the information, the kind of stuff I provide is valuable, and I'll put it out there if only one person's going to, because that's the other thing. That one person, even if it's only one person watching me, that one person might have access to, a plethora of sources that would give me the ability to greatly expand my reach or some way. Who knows who they are? That's what I mean. I don't rely on the popularity of my message, just the consistency of it. And I definitely recommend and I suggest you do the same. Don't get opportunistic. And I know I'm not suggesting you do, Leo. I think you're a pretty good guy. Out of most of the ones that we've had conversations back and forth, I think you're much better. You and AJ it seems like you two would be better than a lot of the other ones in terms of at least trying to stick to and not just, going along, right? But yeah, keep your credibility, man. Don't take advantage. Like that was my thing with delving into the politics is to the genuine libertarians, they were, quite disheartened and a little bit mad at me for delving into the political thing, right? But at least with the libertarians, we can always find a way to come back around to each other because we share the same principles, right? That's the big thing. We share and the same pursuit of knowledge and truth. If you got that in common, then you can work through a lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff. But yeah, maybe that's a good idea to refresh your browser. The political parties are nothing but distraction. Divides people. Hard to be a critical thinker when you're defending a party. That's so true. That's so true, which is why I'm not doing it. And like I say, Maxime's even putting out some good tweets. I've seen it. Maxime is putting out some good tweets. But Maxime is only repeating the stuff that people like myself have been talking about for a long time and doing it when it wasn't popular, right? like Maxime waited till it looked like, it was somewhat popular at least, right? I've been doing it long before it was ever popular. So I don't know. But yeah. And like I say, not necessarily trying to throw Maxime under the bus. I'm saying at least out there in the political landscape in terms of parties, he was at least somewhat of a breath of a fresh air, at least to give some resonance of promotion of at least certain aspects of economic and social liberty. So, but yeah, don't make it all about the political party. It's got to be, it's all about shifting the culture. And that's where we step in that's where people that are not just part of social media, but any other forms of media or arts or entertainment or education, right? Like the people that can help expand in people's minds to understand liberty. That's what's going to shift the culture, and leading by example. That's what's going to shift the culture, not politicians. They're not going to do it. I mean, it's great that they got the big bully pulpit and, you can use the media, right? Because they have to cover you. But other than that, especially when you're not in election time, yeah, politicians, right? Right on. I just heard this morning that they will be shutting down our internet and phone for 3. That better not be the case. I've never seen that yet, but I'll be checking out for it. Anybody actually, if anyone knows, you got a link? Can you place the link in the chat if you got a link to that Mr. Sade 211 shutting down? Because like I say, that's why we desperately need something like Starlink from Elon Musk, and it's Jeff Bezos is coming up. I'm not familiar with Jeff Bezos one. I think it's called something OneWeb, I think is the Jeff Bezos initiative. But like I say, because these guys are using, like Elon Musk Starlink, they're using basically all of their infrastructure is going to be in outer space. Like, so it's going to be all these satellites. And then all you need is that receiver in your home, which you get directly from that company, Starlink, right? That's provided to you from that company. So you'll be able to, like, that's the thing. If they shut off the existing internet structure, well, if Starlink was actually in place right now, they've got, I think, yes, they've got 6 times 6, 360 satellites already up there. But let's say they had enough up there to give us full coverage. Well, they could shut off that ground-based infrastructure internet, right? The lines, like the cables, the fiber optics, or some of them that just has the old dial-up high-speed internet or low-speed internet, I should say. But even if they shut that infrastructure down, if Elon's using their independent infrastructure going straight up to the satellites and then beam back down to us, well, go ahead, shut that part of the internet off, but we would still have internet, right? Yeah, we got to have redundancy built in here, folks, so that there is no way that any governments can destroy our ability to communicate in real time. That is, to me, that's the most important thing. Well, one of the most important things is having the ability to communicate in real time. So yeah, hurry up, Elon. Get more of those satellites up there, buddy. Get her done. Who said that? Please, the CBC. Yeah. Inquiring minds want to know, about that one, because that seems like quite an outrageous suggestion, especially at this time to shut down the internet. Because that's the thing: if you shut down the internet, that means even the people in healthcare, and I just can't even see how they would put that. Just doesn't make sense to me, because it would place a lot of the infrastructure, very critical infrastructure in this country, in a pretty precarious situation. Right on. Meaning, I understand. Okay. Back down here. I think I'll change my handle to Slippery Slope. Right on. Oh, let me get back here. Bennett, hold on. I want to get get to a couple more of the people in the chat. 12:44. Make sure I'm not okay. I'm only 15 minutes behind. Oh, I'm doing really good. Bennett and everybody. I watched a video yesterday by Celeste Solom. She worked for FEMA for many years. And she explains how the CV-19 outbreak is just a facade for them to implement Agenda 2030. Once again, there's no way for me to know. And really, for those of us, like I say, that aren't insiders or privy to this kind of spy apparatus or invade, there's no way for any of us to know. So I don't function on a premise of whether it's real or fake. Let's just pretend it's real, right? Even if it is or not, is no matter, because whether it's real or not, we still have to keep liberty. And what would be, if it is real, what would be a proper reaction, right? So that's the thing. Whether it's legit or not, to me, that's besides the point. It's the response, right? And what governments are doing as a reaction or response. That's what we got to worry about. Not speculation as to whether it is or not. David Wilcox, not sure who that is. Okay, the video is called, okay. I mean, if anyone else is interested in it, go right ahead and check it out. The video is called Celeste Solemn Disruption by Design, the One World Government, Comma 320. So yeah, if you want, go ahead and check that out. Gato, great work. Right on. Getting a lot of messages these days from the university where I studied. I think this fake crisis is going to fuck their semester. Oh yeah, for sure. Like the semesters in schools are going to be completely, but it might be a great thing. Like I say, I'm hoping more and more people are learning to get their education online, because well, except for particular fields, but even some of those fields, like I say, some of these, like if you're a teacher or a professor and you're at home right now, right, unless the government has made you sign a disclaimer to make sure you can't do anything in your private life, hey, you've got the knowledge to teach the courses. Use that knowledge, make yourself a YouTube channel, upload your lectures or all that you would be teaching your students in your classroom, upload them on a YouTube channel, and boom, instant access to that same education for literally next to nothing, right? For the cost of your internet connection. And maybe if you want to charge a small nominal fee because you've provided the service, which you should, because if you're someone that's providing the service or the knowledge, you should be rewarded such. So like I say, some of these teachers and professors take advantage of this opportunity to make those resources available outside government education institutions. And then people can get that education without having to worry about going to a government institution where they're getting a lot more than just academic education. They're also getting a lot of propaganda and nonsense as well. So yeah, that would be my advice to anyone that's a professor or a teacher today. Take advantage of this time. The left is willing to crash the economy to stop Trump. This is madness. All this is going to cost a fortune. I mean, like I was saying, opportunism, right? On my last stream, opportunistic authoritarians. And some of them are definitely using this, right, to try to bring Trump down, to try to bring the economy down, to try to turn Trump's base against him. That's especially, like, think about it. The hollowing out of a lot of middle America that supports Trump are already doing bad, right? But hey, yeah, make it even worse for them and restrict their movements. Oh, yeah, that's a recipe for like even they, like I say, yeah, this is very, very, very disturbing stuff. And like I say, these people are vile and evil. Some of them, anyways, not all. Has Joseph Goebbels working with? I think Trudeau has Joseph Goebbels working at CBC. Well, like I say, well, they're like they all read from the same. They're all members, clergy, or people that worship from the same Bible or the same authority, the state. So they don't even need everyone to tell each other how to coordinate or organize their response. They already know the playbook because that's how they function. That is their playbook, right? So yeah. I mean, the CBC is truly, it's a propagandist arm of the government. That is what it is. That is what it is. There's just no other way to get around that. It is. I'm always open. Right on. I'm always open-minded, Ben. The Plaid Army web pages, the Plaid Army web page is just the Plaid is just central place to find Canadian content. Oh, okay. Right on. Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool. Oh yeah, like the web page. Like I'm not saying not to go any web page, or I'm not even saying not to listen to other people. Like do me. I'm not telling people what to do. I'm just saying that it seems really weird that a lot of people are, and not saying you are, but a lot of people are choosing, collectivism and groupthink over thinking critically. You're not saying you are, but a lot of people are. So thanks for pointing that out, Leo. And like I say, I get what you're saying, buddy. Man, I'm waiting for a super important phone call today, and I'm stressed out. Ooh, sounds intriguing, Gato. Well, hopefully it's a good news phone call, and hopefully everything works out and alleviates your stress. But anyways, let me get to some of this crap that's going on in the media here. Like I say, I'll try to get down to the comments here. Actually, no, let me get to the comments first. Let me get to the comments. Get down there, Bennett. Come on. Because then I'll just get even further behind, right? Okay. TELUS Internet and LTE just went down in our area. Hold on here. Okay. Expression is real. I don't get the views I used to either. YT's changed their angle. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It's crazy. Well, you know what I find strange? It's because my channel is monetized. And like I say, what am I at? Like $54. So I'm not even going to get any money this month either. Or actually, wait now. It's starting over a new month, isn't it? So actually, that'll start accumulating on top of that. So I might get paid at the end of this month a little bit because you have to get $100. But the weird thing is because YouTube is doing the same thing and you get the warning when you're monetized at the top, like due to the coronavirus, right? Like they have less people to do. My videos are being monetized and not usually I have to keep asking them for manual review. Like for the longest time, almost every video I uploaded was automatically demonetized and I'd have to keep asking for a review. But when I asked for a review, they would be monetized because like, yeah, nothing I'm saying in my videos, right, should be perceived as so controversial that advertisers can't advertise on my channel. But yeah, now they just seem to be getting automatically. Maybe, I don't know what it is. Maybe they realize because they've approved so many of them and they rarely have to demonetize them. If they're just going, well, because he has a past history of sticking within the confines and the limitation and restrictions that he's allowed to do, maybe they're just allowing me to do that. But yeah, I'm not, for some strange reason, I'm not having to keep asking for manual review. So kind of good in a way, but that's the thing. I don't have to, but then again, nobody's seeing my videos, right? So, or I'm only getting a few views. So I don't know. Maybe it's that too. It's like, oh yeah, we don't have to worry about that because nobody's watching them anyways, right? So, like I said, I don't know. I don't know I only know what I can see and what I know. And what I know is, yeah, things are definitely crazy and my views are way down. Way down. I mean, I still got a couple of videos. I think it's my streams, but I think there's a couple that are still in the 100 and some views, right? Really though? Like I say, you have to go back years to find my videos that I only got like 100 to 200 views. And some of them, when I watched a couple of them before, just to see how much I have tried to, because I try to improve myself. Like, yeah, I was much less articulate, slower at trying to, but I still seemingly back then got more views than I'm apparently getting today. So I don't know. Total power grab. Yep. Vacay's over for everyone now. Yeah. Hey, Ben White. I haven't seen Ben White in quite a while. I remember Ben White. Like I say, a lot of times I'll remember names, but not necessarily our past interaction stuff. But I do remember Ben White. How's it going, man? Nice to see you in the chat. Okay, let me scroll down here. Like I say, folks, we really start talking a real big issue. They are using this to transform Canada. Well, Canada's been transforming even since I was a kid. It's just slow. It's that boiling frog effect. I try to help with the PPC. Now I know the truth about the government. It's too far gone in corruption to fix. I lost the PPC tribe when the collective didn't like that I wanted to be impartial. That's the bad part. Hey, I know the feeling, man. I know the feeling, Leo. And it sucks, right? Because, like, come on. You really all gonna throw us under the bus? Like, all we're here trying to do is to help, right? And even if you want to argue with me or counter what I've got to say, but to turn around and ignore us and forget that we even exist and that all that we've done, like, I don't know. Yeah, it is a shame. I know, but that's the problem with politics, unfortunately, Leo. That is the problem, and especially with dealing with people that want to deal with politics. Is unfortunately you get stuck with people that only care about politics, which, yeah. But yeah, I hear you, buddy. I feel your pain. I feel it myself. Lockdown till at least, yeah. I know Trump was trying to get that kind of changed up by Thanksgiving, right? But apparently he's pushing it down the road. Like I say, I don't know. These lockdowns, and even Sweden, I'll get to that stuff too. I talked about it the other day, but like I say, there's some countries around the world that the lefties would love to tout, but they're not even going into full-on lockdown mode, and don't seem to be doing any worse for the wear or being any worse for the wear. I heard the same total blackout. I can't see that happen, but well, yeah, listen, I don't know. Nothing would surprise me at this point in time. May I ask if anybody has looked up the video I shared, please? You need to watch it. Many people know about this, Bennett. Well, like I say, if I get a chance to, but even at the end of the day, if it's correct or not, like I say, to me, I mean, there's lots of people that can cover that stuff, right? But as a libertarian, I kind of like to stick into my wheelhouse of where I'm knowledgeable and where I know, because that's the thing. If I know I'm knowledgeable, like if I'm a mathematician and I know algebraic equations, I'm going to stick with it, right? Because I can prove that I know that, and it's consistent. But if there's anywhere that like I say, my credibility and my reputation is too important to me for me to delve into things that I'm not knowledgeable enough to know. And even if I get a source that tells me that they know better, well, I can't rely on that one source. It would require me to spend quite an amount of time to learn from enough different sources. Right now, someone like yourself, there are some of you people that want it, for sure you can, which is great. Like I say, that's why we can disperse this kind of information doing our own thing. So anyone that wants to learn about this, I would say that Giselle would probably, sorry. Yeah, exactly, Bernard. But like if Giselle knows more about this and has been dealing with it a lot more, I would say, yeah, you'd be much better off to talk to Giselle, and she'd be able to give you the sources and material to follow, because I'm just not going to be good at it. And like I say, for me to spend that much time to get the point where I did, I don't know. Like I say, the old memory banks there's only so much capacity. I don't know how many terabytes are there, but I must be getting close to the max at this point in time. So I'm going to reserve that little bit of capacity, right? If you don't mind. You need to understand that your liberty will be, I'm totally, my liberties have already been taken away, and not just as a consequence of the coronavirus. The biggest example of my liberties being taken away is based on the mandatory minimum collective punishment handed down to me that destroyed my career and livelihood. So yeah, my liberties have already, and like I say, I would love to be able to stand, people say, well, nobody can take away your liberties if you're willing to defend them. Well, I would love to defend them, but I'm also wise enough to know that the rest of my Canadians are like, they'd rather watch me get shot or thrown in a cage for daring to stand for my liberties. So unfortunately, as much as I love to stand for my liberties, I'm not going to be the first guy to pop his head out of the fucking hole when there's someone there with a sniper rifle. Duh. Name's Cupid, not stupid. I would love to, but I can't do it all on my own. But yeah, thanks. Like I say, This is a takeover. Oh, I mean, it's already a takeover. It's just who takes it over. I don't know. Like, to me, it's like there's all kinds of people want to take over and control me. I'm against them all. I don't care if they're foreign or domestic. I'm against it all. By the World Economic Forum and the UN, this is real. You need to know. Oh, for sure. Like, of course, these big governing freaking central plan authorities on the global scale, of course they want to. Of course. Like I say, but in order for them to do it, because that's the thing, Giselle, because Canadians believe in the government of Canada, the only way they can do that is for the government to hand off that authority, which is why I'm saying, man, you got to reduce that size and scope of the government in Canada so that they don't get the ability to offload that kind of authority to some other third-party entity. That's the thing. You got to cut off the original source here. And it's the government of Canada that is your most immediate and direct threat, because they're the ones that if anything's going to come to the shores of Canada, it's going to come with their express or implied permission, right? UN can invade Canada if Canada allows it, right? And when I talk about Canada in that pretense, I'm talking about those in government. Grow from the crisis. There are huge opportunities for growth. Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, I mean, after a crisis, yes, for sure. There's always opportunities in both ways, though, for growth and for some very negative consequences. But yeah, definitely, I would agree with you, Ira. There's going to be some opportunities. Have to just put down. Oh, yeah, that sucks, Leo. I don't know what's up with that. They have 5G towers. Okay. Already in place. Interesting. What are the snowflakes going to do if they can can't get their lesbian dance theory classes in person? Yeah, right. I mean, who goes to school to learn that stuff anyways? And spend that kind of money. Like, what in the heck? Teach their own, right? Many in Congress got cash knowing that the crash. Some have been caught and will be tried in the U.S., not so much in Canada. Okay, so all right, now that we're getting close to the bottom here, let me get back, like I say, so because there was lots of stuff. And did you hear this talk about out west? The price of oil, folks. The type of oil from Canada's oil sand, which is known as Western Canada Select, and it too, this is a CBC article, is getting hammered down another $1.41 to $3.82 US a barrel. $3.82 a barrel. Wow, right? That's the lowest price for that type of crude on record. And I mean, come on, that oil, that's the thing. Under market fundamentals, proper free market fundamentals, is that oil only worth that much? No. Well, because there's so much central planning and price rigging and fixing by the OPEC cartel, and now you got Russia playing their game. And look at this. Look at this. This is devastating. And it's all a consequence of big government and interventionism into the economy and not allowing markets to properly function or correct as needed or necessary. That's the thing. When you prop all these prices, that's why when the prices go way the hell up, it's like, because when the prices are up too high, that's because they're completely non-reflective of the actual market valuation. Same with when they drop down to here, that's not a reflection of the proper market valuation. Neither of those, the super highs or the super lows, none of them. Like I say, if you actually had market fundamentals dictating the price of oil and gas, well, it would be completely different and nowhere near any of these levels. It'd be somewhere in between. I don't know what it would be. Like I say, based on supply and demand and all that stuff, but it sure shit wouldn't be $3.82 a barrel or, $140 a barrel, right? That's how ridiculous. Anyways, let me close this up because each one I cover, I'm just going to close them up. Yeah, this one. Here, let me just share it here, I guess. Why not? Share screen. This is the part I found this quite wild. Like a 988 number. So you see this, folks, right? We need one more government program. We're almost there, folks. We're almost there. We're like, holy Christ. Every time there's any fucking anything at all, they look for an opportunity to grow government. So as you can see, it says COVID-19, anxiety. Oh, where did that go? Sorry, let me close that. There we go. Canada needs a 988 number for mental health emergency. Canada's turned its back on a new idea that could help people during times of mental health crisis. So this is all about this CEO of the Center for Patient Protection or whatever the hell it is so promoting something, But basically they're saying that you need that we should have this line for now. If it's a private company initiative, I'm totally on board with that. But think about it. If COVID-19 is creating anxiety, where did that anxiety come from? Right? How many Canadians all by themselves, right? How many of you or anyone you know, and if anyone wants to counter what I'm saying, ask them for themselves. Are you panicked about COVID-19? Like, just go out and ask someone, a friend, a neighbor, a coworker, just somebody someday, just ask them, say, are you panicked? Are you suffering from anxiety from COVID-19? And if they say yes, say, well, how did that happen? Do you know a lot of people personally that have COVID-19? Well, no. A lot of them might say, well, no, actually, I don't know anyone with COVID. Well, why are you so anxious? Like, why are you on such heightened alert? And if you get to it long enough, like if you use the Socratic method, right, and kind of lead them to their own conclusions, because they'll have to recognize that, oh, yeah, it was always in the media. I watch CBC News a lot. And those people on CBC News, whether it's the daytime programming, CBC radio, the 24-hour news network, they are all saying that, the sky is falling and we all got to be locked down. We got to destroy the economy. We got to close all the schools. We got to close all the businesses. We got to, is that maybe why you're all anxious and suffering from anxiety? Oh, okay, well, yeah, I see your problem. And it's not necessarily COVID-19. No, it's those thought leaders and opinion makers you got that are putting you in such a place of anxiety and heightened alert. There's your problem, right? So, yeah, if you want some mental health initiatives, what I would say is, if you're vulnerable to having mental health issues, turn motherfucking CBC off, right? Turn off the CTV, turn off these propaganda networks that are putting you in that heightened state of anxiety, right? That might, no need to set up a program, just turn the switch or turn the dial, although there's no dials today, right? Push your smartphone remote control or whatever, but that'll fix your problem up pretty quick, I would say. There, problem solved. Like I say, I'm not a doctor and I never played one on TV, but hey, I can give some decent advice just based on common sense. So take it for what it is. Anyways, moving on. So quite wild, right? Quite wild. Okay, let me close that up. Oh, okay, just one sec here. Next. Oh, yeah. So, we got to lock everything down, boys. And we're doing it for the greater good. We're doing it to protect the vulnerable, they say. That's what they say. That is what they say. I'm constantly hearing it time and time again. They're doing it to protect the vulnerable. We have to shut everything down. We got to lock everything down. We got to destroy, like I said, do all that because we got to protect the vulnerable. Meanwhile, in what we call the real world, this, right? And this is only one example. I'm not going to cover them all. Like I say, try to get quicker. Hey, I see point fires in the chat and I see a point fire. Look at this. Once again, folks, here we go. 3 more seniors die, leaving Ontario cottage community shocked by COVID-19 outbreak in nursing home. At least 12 residents and 1 volunteer have died in Pinecrest Nursing Home in Bobcaygeon, Ontario. So 13 people in just one. I guess all the lockdown, right? Destroying everybody's ability to go work and be productive and provide for themselves, right? Or maybe have the resources to protect some of these people, right? To me, I mean, the thing is, these are vulnerable institutions. When people are the elderly people in these institutions are very vulnerable. But yet, even with all the lockdown, even with all the authoritarian measures and restrictions being imposed or put in place by big government today, this is still happening. So you're sacrificing liberties and everybody's individual rights for the concept of the greater good or to protect the vulnerable or the elderly, yet you're not doing anything of the sorts. So once again, it's not, even with the real world example, even if they try to make the rhetoric stick, like I say, all you need is the reality to prove, well, apparently it's not working very well. Maybe you should try something else, right? To me, the most important thing would be in these situations is you can't come and go in a place, like I say, with people in such extreme vulnerable positions without at least making sure that you don't have the virus yourself. Like I know, like I said this in my other stream, my grandmother is in a senior home. And as much as I'm not a fan of getting needles put in my arm or a testing or a swab. But if I wanted to go visit my grandma right now today, I would at least be like, I don't want to place her. Like, even if I haven't really placed myself in a situation where I think I could get the virus, but because my wife is out in the public, I'd be like, well, I am still susceptible, even though I'm mostly isolated in my home for the most part myself, but my wife isn't. So I am still susceptible, but I would want to protect my grandma. So I would probably want to take that test before I go visit, not just to protect her, but everyone else in that place, right? Because it's like basically a big giant freaking beaker or whatever, where you have people that are truly, in vulnerable positions. So, but that's how you would protect them, but they're not doing that, right? Which would be a way easier to do, be a much easier thing to do. Because if you've ever been to a senior home, even the one in the middle of nowhere in New Brunswick, you can't go in without getting buzzed in, right? They're secure places. You can't just walk into them. You have to be buzzed in. And there's a nursing desk. As soon as you enter into most of these places, there's a nursing station or something right there, or the reception desk where you can't just sneak on by, right? And there's cameras in there. So why aren't these people being properly protected? But yet the entire fucking country people outside, or like Blaine Higgs, people that want to go to the park or a beach. Oh, no, you can't do that. Oh, if you do that, we're going to bring in the military. But yet, look at this, right? So once again, way more authoritarian measures than you would ever need to restrict our freedoms and liberties, but they're not doing a whole lot to protect the truly vulnerable, right? Right? That's what I'm saying. That's what the fuck I'm talking about right there. That's why these guys, or gals, the rhetoric they're espousing is not lining up with the reality. And here's another one. Let me show this one real quick. Like I say, I'll try to whip through these pretty quick, folks, because I want to get back to the chat. I love interacting with you folks. I really do. So let me get back to the chat. So US, okay. Share the screen. So look at this. Everyone's getting that resentful feeling, right? Here you go. US, Amazon, and Instacart workers strike to protest COVID-19 hazards on the job, right? Group representing Whole Foods workers plans walkout for Wednesday. So what they're doing is, they're seeing the news and the media. They're watching the reports just like you, Ryan. They're seeing, look at all these people that are getting to go home and have extended paid vacation, getting supplemented or topped up by their government, not have to place themselves in any vulnerable situation whatsoever, maybe sitting home enjoying watching the sports, like games, or I don't know what they're doing, right? It was like, so these people are like, well, hey, that's not fair. We should be able to not have to work too and get paid if they can do it, right? See how that works? See how that works, right? They're destroying, people's initiative to sustain the economy. And these are people that represent Whole Foods, like groceries, kind of important, right? But it says wholesale. I don't know, because you would think that these people should be, well, when they're saying Amazon, well, I guess some Amazon deliveries, I guess, but either way, like, listen, this is the hazard that this kind of collective punishment or playing these games is doing, is now you're going to have larger and larger segments, even the ones that aren't being forced into quarantine or shutting down of the economy. The ones that are left are going to once again look out. It's like, we're the only ones going to work. Well, like I say, they're going to feel that resentment as well. And now they're going to be seeking to find ways so that they don't. So now you're actually, even the people that you might deem as necessary or in desperate need to keep working, now they're going to try to find ways to get out from having to work. See how this is unfolding, folks. Like I say, a lot of stories, a lot of examples, a lot of things. Like I say, once this is all passed, it's going to be quite a while to sort through it all. But like I say, it's already there to point out the follies and failures of central planning and this one-size-fits-all approach and the authoritarian measures that they're using, because it's proven to be it's proven to be way worse than how it's supposedly benefiting. Next. Okay. Canada's economy was slowing. Well, okay, yeah. So this here, I was going to cover that. Actually, I'm not going to cover, but yeah, of course, the economy was slowing even before COVID-19 hit. And that's something that now I won't be able to use CBC articles much. I'll probably have to use some like National Post or Financial Post and some other more economics oriented publications to push back. But yeah, this pretense that the economic thing was, it's all going to be a consequence or a result of the fallout. Now there is going to be, it's going to ramp up the fallout, no doubt, but it was already starting to happen. It was already on the presses. It was already taking place last year, or especially in particularly towards the end of the year. And you can see the writing was on the wall. Economies are already starting to crash, right? So yeah, this whole pretense or excuse that it's all the fault of the coronavirus, BS. BS. Oh, and this one, this, I wanted to cover this one. So let me share this with you folks too. Okay. There we go. So this one, as you can see, is where'd it go? Partisan divisions on COVID-19 exist in Canada, but they're deeper and more dangerous in the US. Liberal and conservative supporters view the federal government's handling of the pandemic differently. This is that Eric Grenier, he's one of those pollsters, right? Basically, he's just a paid pollster for CBC because he's on there just as he's such a regular contributor to there. I mean, come on, it's like he's basically just a hired, once again, part of the political propaganda arm of the federal government. And look at the way they're setting this up, right? Gee, I wonder why when they say partisan divisions on COVID-19 exist in Canada, but they're way deeper and more dangerous in the US. The only reason why Eric here can put forth that premise, and he's right, but the reason why that is just like a lot of things when they say there's much more divide in the US than there is in Canada, is because the American media, in particular Fox News and some of those right-leaning outlets, point out the division. Whereas in Canada, where's the right-leaning outlets? Like, we don't have a Fox News in Canada. The closest thing we have to Fox News in Canada is Rebel News. Now, Rebel News, if you talk to anyone in the established media, at least those in the established media down in the States, like ABC, CBS, MSNBC, all those, CNN, all those outlets, they at least acknowledge and recognize that Fox actually exists, right? Or Daily Caller exists, or, some of those other more right-leaning publications. In Canada, all basically of the establishment media would be considered left themselves if you ask them. So there is not really much in the terms of like there is no 24-hour, like Sun News Network, that used to be kind of right, doesn't exist anymore, right? So now that Sun News Network doesn't exist and people don't have that outlet to get, alternative information, you have to actually go to a YouTube channel, Rebel News, or Rebel Media, which I'd say, yeah, definitely stay on top. Now, Rebel, not saying they do great on everything. They can be quite partisan, but once again, at least they're willing to point out the crap that the left espouse, right? Because they identify as right-wing outlet. Then, like I say, get your source of information both. But in Canada, yeah, you have to go to a YouTube channel in Canada or like their own website, like Rebel Media or whatever. But in Canada, we don't have one of those. So of course, when he says that the divides are deeper and more, and first of all, of course, the U.S. has that long-standing history where the people that would be, they say, more dangerous are the ones that are more liberty-oriented, individual freedom, and they'll fight for their liberty. So yeah, there's more of that in the U.S. So once again, I'll accept that. But the reason for that is because of the way the media presents things in each prospective country, right? That's what it is. The divides would be the same in this country. It's not like Canada and the U.S. We're so close. We share so much, not just the border, but we share so much. I mean, a lot of the stuff we watch comes from American, like the movies, a lot of the television shows. So come on, we're very privy to American culture. So to pretend that Canadians are just so abstractly different, so much different than Americans in every way, no. What it is, yeah, we just have a completely different political and propaganda setup up here where they're much more prevalent on the left side of the aisle, and there's not much in terms of competition or counter them on the right side. So you get a lot of one-sided messaging from most of the people that are the hacks in the media in Canada. So that's why you're not seeing as big a divide, is because the media portrays it that way, right? So hello. So of course they can spin it that way. They make it that way. See, that's how insane they are. They make it that way, and then they report on it as if like that's just natural for Canada, right? It's just natural. It's just the way it is, right? No, has nothing to do with us. Yeah, I guess that's probably about it. Yeah, there wasn't really much extra I wanted to cover. So back to the chat. Oh, tell us back up. Right on. Let me see if I missed much. looks like they're all right. What are we at here? Oh, right on. We're getting almost to 1:30 again. And you know what? I think we did a pretty good job today, covering quite a bit of stuff. Like I say, it looks like the comments are slowing down quite a bit. So I think this seems like, yeah, like I say, I'll give it another 5 minutes or so just to check on the last few, tie this bad boy stream up. And like I say, I did have to do a couple more videos. Oh, that article I was telling you folks about. Whoa, is that 0? Oh, no, 10. Okay. That I was telling you about, this like really amazing article. I'm going to do that one today. Don't quite have a name for it yet. Let me just kind of look and see if I can't. Yeah, because it's something that it's basically something along the lines like the virus is much worse than COVID. This virus is much worse than COVID-19. Anyways, it'll have something to do with the virus and COVID-19, and it's like I say, covering an article by Lawrence Reed, is the contributor to Foundation for Economic Education. Just a great article. And like I say, I'm pretty sure you're going to like it. And hopefully I do a good service and make sure his points come across well. And like I say, I'm going to leave it all for him. Now, you won't hear much of my own commentary, particularly in that video. I'll just, let that man's words speak and resonate. Or I'll be doing the speaking, but resonate with you. Because like I say, when I read it, I was like, damn, that's a good article. Really good article. So anyways, that should be coming out within the next, few days or week or so. So yeah, see what else everyone's got. They say they like free speech and want to allow all opinions until you have your it's so true, right? I defend freedom of speech until until you say something I don't like or whatever. But listen, that's the thing. We all argue and disagree with each other. And to me, it's like, that's fine. The problem is when people start getting into the personal attacks and insults. Like I have had, like, I'm not going to bring names into it, but people have attacked like my character to a point where it has nothing to do with even what we're talking about. I don't care if you call me an asshole, but if you try to say things that are just, so blatantly out of touch with reality and just meant as a means to just dig at you, then it's like, yeah, those people have no good intentions. And to me, it's like, that's why to me, I prefer to engage with people in the battle of ideas or discussion regarding ideas rather than talk about other people or particular situations, because it's the ideas that matter at the end of the day. And if really what a person should do and what I should be doing is, if I'm having a conversation with anyone, I have done it a couple times so far, but I should get in the habit of doing this. I just asked the person before we get into the conversation, what is your goal here? Because mine is the pursuit of truth and liberty for everybody, no exceptions, right? So what is your intention here? Because if we have the same intention, even if we disagree with each other, if we have the same intention, if we have the same goal, then come on, surely we can find some way to put aside our petty differences, because that is the most important thing, because I'm more than willing to do so. But like I say, once I recognize that a person, that is not their goal is opportunism or playing politics, then yeah, I don't really care to engage with them at that point in time. Because to me, then we're not having a battle of ideas. It's just gossip or preference. Oh, you like your particular brand of politics. Like, nah, don't really care for that. But yeah, I hear you, Leo. And like I say, I'm sorry that you're suffering that as well. And with that, in a way, that tells me, hey, I'm pleased to hear it, because it tells me that you're sticking to your principles a lot more than some of the other folks are. And if that's the case, then good for you, man. Good for you. Because like I say, it'll do you well to do so for the long run. Yeah, they might get opportunism and benefits in the here and now, but how long is that going to last, right? Right? That's the thing. They come and go. Like I say, a lot of these other YouTubers, these Canadians that are now hating on me stuff, I was here long before them, and rest assured I'll be here long after they're just long forgotten, right? Who are those guys? Oh yeah, I remember them. Yeah, they were fun for a while. It was a fad, right? Anyways. All off Alberta TELUS Mobility Network. So apparently it's back up from what Leo is saying. It's not worth producing Alberta oil. No, it is, like, that's ridiculous. That's what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to shut it in. Think about it. Well, I shouldn't say they are, because like then it puts forth the notion that it's some coordinated effort, which I can't say that I genuinely know for sure. Looks that way, right? Walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, right? Kind of, to me, I would suggest it's a duck, but because I can't prove it's a duck, right? I'm walking around in the dark. I don't know exactly what everyone's doing. I'm not a little fly on the wall everywhere these decisions are taking place, but I will say that it is turning out exactly like that they are, because of the collapse in the price. It will ultimately, the consequence of that, right, will be basically have to be almost like a shutting in of Albertan oil, or selling it at ridiculous fire sale prices where they're losing money hand over fist, which you can't do that for very long. You can't sustain that for very long. Even if the government promises to bail you out, you still, like I say, you still can't do that, considering how the government bails you out. It's like they're going to steal from the productive people to bail you out, but meanwhile, the productive people are no longer going to be able to be productive or providing that wealth for the government to steal from them in order to send it back to. Think how fucked up that is. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, right? Woo, baby. Oh, I'm getting dizzy just thinking about it. But yeah, it's a sad thing. Sad thing. And so many people in the patch there that are being hurt tremendously and having to go through a lot of tough times themselves for no reason other than central planning and big government, right? Yet some of them want to clamor for more big government. It's like, fuck, can you at least learn? The only thing I would say to take up opportunity or advantage of in these situations is learn, for fuck's sakes. Stop repeating the same mistakes over and over and over and over. Like I say, I can't say on that one way or the other. So, okay, point fire. Most Canadians cannot secure a family doctor, but never a shortage of grief counselors. It's so true. Yeah, family doctors, even these rural communities, it's tough, man. It's tough. Yeah. But nice see in the chat there, point fire. Who's got news on the TELUS? TELUS back up. Okay, where are we at here? Oh, wait, what's this? My mom is in lockdown and full-term care in Nanaimo. She dressed up as Lady Gaga today. Cool. I hope you're staying. Well, that's a good thing, actually. Beautiful thing today is now they don't have anything set up where my grandmother's at. Maybe they will, though. But yeah, like if you can, spend some time with your mother. If you can't go there, maybe you're a little concerned about going to that place and you haven't been tested or whatever. Yeah, maybe you can do some teleconference, or if she has a smartphone or somebody there has a smartphone, so she could do some FaceTiming with your stuff. But yeah, I hope they're taking care and precautions, like I say, because these people in these full care homes, full-term care, these are the people that are truly vulnerable. These are the people that really need to be protected. Oh, I see somebody did a donation. Let me just scooch on down there. Mr. G Rich. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. G Rich, for the $20. Oh, super sticker. Right on. Yeah, I love the meme you got, or the Grinch picture you got. That's pretty cool. But really, thanks. Appreciate it. When you do that, you could just, if you want to ask a question too, feel free to ask a question there, Mr. G Rich, if there's anything you want to know, or if there's anything like, if you got your own channel or a web page or social media page that you want me to promote or anything. Like I say, I'm always more than willing to reciprocate in kind for people that help me out, for sure, whatever I can do. Like I say, I don't personally have money to throw around at this particular time, but I do have lots of things that are valuable that I can offer, which is my knowledge, my service, my help to spread other people's information. I try my best, like I say, but appreciate it. Thanks again. Okay, so let's see what Alex C is going on. Alex C, 20 years old. I think, Alex C, are you new to the channel? Seem like you might be. I don't necessarily recognize, but if you are new, would you mind hitting the like button? And also, I'm glad I'm starting to remember to think about this. There's so many times where I don't even think to do this, but hit the like button. And if you don't mind hitting the subscribe button, and if you want to get notified for new video uploads or my streams, hit the bell icon. And then you can click on some notifications or all notifications, depending on your preference. But yeah, 20 years old and learned more about socioeconomics and the truth behind our government through consuming your content than our country's corrupt education system ever taught me. Well, that's great to hear, Alex. See, like I say, that's man, that makes me feel real good because that's what I want to do, right? That's what I want to do because I realized myself I was failed, right, by some people in my life, and I had to do the same thing. I had to seek out that pursuit of knowledge in terms of the things that I didn't understand either. Because yeah, just like most Canadians, we come out of these education institutions and centers being quite ignorant to a lot of things. Other than we're taught to be competent in certain ways, just like if you have a farm, right? Your animals, they gotta be productive in some way. So you're going to do certain things to make sure they're at least somewhat productive. But yeah, I wasn't taught. Like there was a couple teachers, and I always make sure to point this out in regular school, and even when I went back and took my GED much later on in life, I had a couple really good teachers in my regular school, and a couple, so four in the post-secondary community college, and two during my regular. Four people in my life that were teachers and educators that I would say truly were teachers and educators and really did care about making sure that I could think critically about things. And they were a little harsh on me doing so, but I've gone back since to a couple of them, the ones in the college, and said, thank you very much for challenging me, when I was failing in a certain way, because it's because of you doing that. And in such a great way, the way they did it was in such an amazing way that and because I have that competitive spirit, and a lot of the guys have it, this one teacher, I will say in English, because I wasn't very good at writing essays. The first one I did, it didn't get a very good grade, but the way she presented it, it was a challenge, like to make it for a challenge to me. So, and when you present something to me in a challenging way where I get to challenge myself and like it's like a competitive thing, but it's competitive with me, not necessarily with all my peers in the classroom, but I want to I stepped up the plate. The very next essay was, she said, oh, this is using it as example, the beginning, the middle, the end, the whole thing. But it was, I would have never put any effort. I would have never taken any time out of life probably to learn that stuff. But it's been very valuable for me today to have learned that thing in proper grammar and all that stuff. And if it wasn't for that teacher, well, I mean, I might have tried to pursue that now. So I'm not saying I might not have done it later in life, but I'm very thankful for the people that, yeah, do try to lead you to learning how to think, not just what to think. And here for some reason. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm back. But you're all three times your age. So kudos to you. If you're already that far ahead and you're 20 years old, yeah, I see big things for you in your future, right? And other than socioeconomics, which, like I say, they're free market economics under the classical sense, right? And Austrian there is a built-in ethical stance, right? But I would definitely say, in addition to social economics, is the importance of philosophy, truth, and ethics. Those are things that will carry with you throughout your entire life. And I would say, and like I say, and you probably know this anyways, because I say this all the time, is don't even just rely on people like myself. Test everything I say. Right? Anything that I put forth, test it, right? Test that against all people. Like, go check out Keynesian economics, Austrian economics, classical economics. There's behavioral economics, which behavioral economics just takes into account that human beings are human beings, right? And we are human beings. Like, you got to take into the fact that human beings aren't, and we're not a monolith. We're not, there are some things that we can do that seems to be in general, right? But there are always exception outliers. So, like I say, get as much education as you can from as many multiple sources, and that is the way you create a true breadth of knowledge. Because then once you like I say, once you've started amassing those pieces of the puzzle, then you can start to see the picture in behind it. Once you start to see the picture in behind it, then like I say, then you've got clarity. Because once you've got clarity of thought, clarity of mind, clarity of language, and clarity of concepts, that'll carry through with you for the rest of your life, and it'll benefit you tremendously. And I always recommend, share it with others. If you're competent in that knowledge as a 20-year-old, yeah, share that with some of your friends, right? Or, well, I mean, don't be that bummer guy, right? Or girl, right? In proper situations or scenarios. But yeah, help other people out, because there's a lot of people in your age range that could really use some of this knowledge themselves. But yeah, thanks a lot, Alex. I appreciate the compliment there. Okay, let me get back up here. Okay, so I hope that's 100% evident. My goal is Truth and liberty. Oh yeah. I'm not suggesting otherwise, Giselle, not by any stretch of imagination. But like I say, just some of the stuff that you're putting out is because like I say, when I know that it's outside my wheelhouse of knowledge, I can't even. It's not even built within me. It's just instinctual that I just can't even go with it. I can't even fake it till I make it. Right? It's just. But no, I get you. I believe you that your goal is the truth and liberty. I would never suggest otherwise unless I knew otherwise, then I would. But as far as I know, that's you seem like it is to me, and nothing else. Right, right on. Okay, what we got here? Geez, YouTube, no notification again. Late, but at least I caught it. You live, right on. Cool. Well, like I say, it's it's a shame you're not getting the notification, but yeah, at least you can check it out later. That's always a good thing. Did I already see this? Yes, I already seen that, right? Yes, I did. Yes, I most certainly did. Knows how the Quislings covered Tory, Tam, Leighton. They claim to be champions of Toronto. yeah, champions, all right. Champions of opportunism. Okay, let's see what Mr. G. Rich. What's your thoughts on the tests and the different things we are hearing, such as some tests getting positive results for several strains? Like I say, that part of it, once again, Stefan Molyneux seems to do a pretty good job in terms of trying to learn about it. But I don't even think necessarily, like, other than if he brings certain people on. But like I say, his wheelhouse is definitely more philosophical in nature too. But he does seem to have access to more sources and other people that kind of help. But like I say, even when it comes to that, I would, even myself, but that's the thing. You can't rely on the fact that just because someone wears a lab coat, they're obviously going to be knowledgeable on the topic. So I would just say, look to reputable sources, maybe even some sources that maybe don't have a reputation that you're aware of. Get some different perspectives and just kind of comb through the information, try to run through that stuff through the filter of objective thought. Like, does it make sense? Right? Is it consistent? And I know when you get to some of the medical aspects of it, into the nitty gritty, you're not going to be able to know one way or the other. But I don't know, like I say, when it comes to that stuff, I can't offer anything up other than I would rely more heavily on people in those particular fields. But like I say, if all the people in the fields are saying the same thing, sometimes you would think, well, that means it must be a general consensus. Not necessarily, not the way the media reports on things today. So I would say, if it's a general consensus and it seems plausible and it makes sense to you, then that may very well be the truth. And that's what I would err on initially. But like I say, look for those other sources, because those other sources might say something that really, really points something out that's like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm glad that was pointed out, because if no one pointed that out to me, I would have never been able to think about it from that perspective. And then you can go down a different road and think about things. So all I would say is get your sources from as many reputable people as you can, but don't leave out other people that maybe don't have a built-in reputation. Now, obviously, don't go crazy. Like, if someone's saying, "Oh, it's an alien brought it down," it's like, okay, that might be a little far-fetched, right? And not besides, even if they were saying an alien brought it, it's like, well, okay, how it got delivered here, is it going to change? Well, actually, I suppose you could say how you got it here might be able to change. Well, it ain't going to change anything now. It might have changed or prevented like the outbreak or a further outbreak in the future. But anyways, like I say, when it comes to the medical aspect of it, last thing I'm going to say on that is I just don't know. Oh, I already read that. Oh, that was Mr. Glitch that I was reading. Sorry about that. Time to, oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, I went a little bit over. It's 1:43. So yeah, I'm going to do the same thing there, Derek. Cause like I said, I don't want to keep my streams going too far so that I run out of time. And then I go to make another one. It's like, oh crap, I used up the amount of time and I don't have any left. So for those of you who are still in the chat, like I say, I'm going to try to finish a few of the comments. Good on you. I wish my two sons of 21, 23 would get their heads out of the sand. Right on, Bernard Hitches. I got two sons as well in their 20s. Well, 25 and 28. And yeah, well, they're both, I mean, they got me as a dad, and they're pretty smart guys anyways. So I'm not worried about them, either one of them. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the young people today, you are the future. You are the future. So we need to, as adults, the older adults, we need to invest heavily into our future, right? Like, it's so important. It's so important, not just for ourselves or what benefit that'll bring for us in our later lives, but what benefit it'll bring for them and then their kids or their grandkids. It's just carrying it forward, right? I'm very grateful that people in the past fought and died and gave me the great information that I read today to learn about these fundamental aspects of liberty or economics. And I'm just trying to, carry that torch and pass it on, right? Like, I don't want to hoard it for myself. I want to spread that around. And because we live in the age of information, it's quite easy to do so. So yeah, let's all take advantage of that, folks. Notification of our channels are not working. Yeah, I get that. I hear that a lot. I get that a lot. We don't know how accurate these new tests are, but we do know that they may be designed to get as many positive as possible. It's always possible, like I say. Yeah, YouTube is BS for its notifications, especially for a channel that isn't spilling a narrative. Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to remember these people that work at YouTube, even though a lot of these platforms started out earlier on. I'll say this real quick before I do finish it up, is a lot of these platforms were started out by libertarians, right? I mean, Peter Thiel was one of the original investors in Facebook. He was the guy that helped the startup of PayPal, and has invested in a lot of these social media platforms. And they started out as a counter, as a disruption to some of the establishment institutions or organizations that disseminate news or information or media sources. But now, as with everything, just like when government started very limited, like, the founding fathers U.S. set out the state to be very, very limited and restricted. But, the opportunists, the authoritarians, the ones that want to take over these very profitable, that's the thing with socialists and stuff. Like, they like the profit. They act like they don't like profit, but how do you think they redistribute wealth? Is because they need the capitalists, right, to build the wealth, to create the wealth so that they can redistribute it. Not going to be able to redistribute much wealth if they're all just socialists themselves. There's got to be some capitalists left producing the wealth for the socialists. But anyways, but yeah, so some of these social media platforms now have got a lot of those progressives that are working for them. And some of the original people that started them aren't even part and parcel of them anymore, right? They've moved on to new ventures. So you do have a lot of these so-called progressives, which I don't even like the fact they use the term progressives, because it should mean that progressive towards more authoritarianism, more collectivism. I don't know, because some of them, really seem to have disdain for people that promote individual liberty for some reason, right? But yeah, that is true, but not all. Like I say, I've never had a strike against my channel. As far as I know, I've never had a video like taken down or deleted. Now they do restrict, and I've checked my analytics. I definitely am not getting put in the recommended section. And that could be the advertisers. Like I say, I don't know, but I definitely know that these social media platforms are definitely not nearly as conducive or friendly to libertarians as maybe in the past once were. But that's why we have some of these alternative sources, right? So I upload here. I use YouTube predominantly, but I also do stuff on BitChute. Upload stuff to BitChute all the time. I've got redundancy built in just in case. But like I say, I am still one of those people who's very much appreciative of the fact that I at least have YouTube, right? Even if I'm being suppressed in some way, I still have a lot more abilities and access to people today than I ever did. If I was just standing at the corner, right? Streaming or running up down. I can reach a whole lot more people through even YouTube, even with suppression, than I could like just yelling out on a street corner. Although I guess that depends on what street corner you're on. So, the numbers are okay. So let's see. Celebrities use the pedigree. Okay. Something about, the internet. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that was a little bit earlier. Yeah. My internet, I know, sucks. It's a bummer, folks. Everyone will not get tested. I definitely agree here with Mike. People must do their own research and don't just believe. Yep. Don't just believe. Don't just believe. Now that's the problem, though, is you do have to put yourself where you have those critical thinking skills. You gotta, understand your premises. You got to understand principles. You got to put yourself in the right mindset. But then once you've done that, like once you've got the tools, like I say, once you've learned algebra or math, like it's pretty easy. Like they can put different formulations in front of you, but you can figure it out once you know the formula in order to do so. So you do got to lay down that foundation of knowledge first, and adopt and learn those critical thinking skills. But once you've done, then any information that's presented to you, you have the ability. I recently heard from Corbett that apparently they have been very generous on the numbers in Italy, basically calling almost every death is from virus. Yeah, weird. Well, thank you for doing this, CL, and stay safe. Everyone be safe and healthy. Will do, Mr. G. Rich, and thanks again for that donation. Celebrities used to use pedigree dogs as a status symbol. Now it's a claim of having a virus. Right on. Okay, so like I say, it's 1:49. I do definitely want to get this done, tied up before 2 hours, but yep, okay, I'm almost to the bottom already. Perfect. Good timing. Good timing. Okay, I don't know. Oh, I didn't know he was also, yes, BitChute. And yeah, it's just Canadian Libertarian on BitChute too. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's just Canadian Libertarian. But I don't know if on BitChute, I think it's all together. You don't have a space between Canadian and Libertarian. But yeah, you can find me on there. Just type in Canadian Libertarian. It should come up there on BitChute. I haven't uploaded them all because of my crappy internet connection. Uploads are the worst because you know how internet works. You get more download speed than you do uploads. So the upload, if I'm uploading something and it takes a long time, really, really slow upload speeds. I used to do both all the time, do the YouTube and the BitChute basically all on the same day because it would happen real quick. It used to upload when I was living in the big city, right? It would happen real quick. Now I have to pick my poison in terms of the ones I upload to BitChute because it takes quite a while to upload all these and like I say, using up all the broadband and stuff, right? Anyways, like I say, thanks for everyone. Let me see here. I just did a video note number not add. Okay, so yeah, maybe check out Giselle. Maybe check out Leo's video that he's talking about over there, and see if maybe he's got some more information to help you out there. Right on. Yeah, Giselle said, okay, I'll go watch it. All right, everyone, like I say, thanks for the folks that showed up to the chat today. I'm going to try to do a lot more, especially with this whole thing. I was taking a break for a while, but hey, I think I'm freshened up. And I think that little bit, it's not like I ever stopped. I only slowed myself down to like what? I think I was down there to like 1 or 2 videos a week there for a while. But it was a nice little temporary reprieve, but feeling a little bit refreshed now. So, and because of this crap that's happening and the propaganda that's being espoused and the fear mongering, I stepping out of the dark, stepping out of the shadows and stepping into the light again, right? To kind of, or spread a little light myself, spread a little light, a little knowledge, and push back against some of the propaganda out there that's being espoused that's keeping a lot of Canadians confused and confounded. That's what I like to do. Thank you, Bennett, and your subscribers. Thank you, Point Fire. And yeah, like I say, I'm pretty sure nobody here that's in this chat hasn't already, but if you haven't, like the stream and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all in the next one. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.